Hello class, a very pleasant morning to all of you. I hope that you all are doing well in this situation of pandemic. Dear students, today I Richa Parekh am here to further start with unit number 9 of social science for the students of class 8. So dear students, in the previous lecture we saw unit number 9, the freedom movement of 1857 century era. We saw political and economic reasons. So today we are going to start with political reasons and military reasons. So let's see. The East India Company acquired the Diwani rights, right to collect a revenue as a result of their victory in the Battle of Boxer in 1764 CE. Dear students, we saw Battle of Boxer in the previous class. So after the victory in the Battle of Boxer, the British East India Company acquired Diwani rights, that means right to collect the land revenue. This was followed by aggressive policy of expansion with the help of subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, policy of annexation and mere diplomacy. Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi and Raja Kumar Singh of Bihar, who were among the few victims of these policies, joined the revolt to regain their territories. So, as Britishers started expanding their work in India by various kinds of policy, that are policy of expansion, subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi and Raja Kumar Singh, who were the victims of these policies, joined the revolt to regain their territories, that means to get back their territories. Landlords and peasants who had lost their land joined the revolt too. So those people who lost their things, who lost their land, who lost their source of income, joined this revolt too. The other reasons were the military reasons. The number of British officers was much more compared to those soldiers in the vast country, those Indian soldiers in the vast country like India. The ratio of Indian soldiers to the British soldiers was approximately 6:1. That means the British 6:1 in the military. The higher post in the military were served for the British. So here the Britishers at the time for the military also started getting biased. They used to elect 6 members of British, whereas one member of the Indian soldier. The higher post of the militaries were preserved by the Britishers. That means the higher position was given always to the British. The opportunity of promotion was very limited. That means no promotion was provided to the Indian soldiers. There was a big difference between the salary of Indian soldier and a British soldier. The Indian foot soldiers received 7 rupees, while the British soldiers received 150 rupees per month. So here, dear students, you can find the indifference between the salary of Indian soldiers and the British soldiers. The British soldiers considered the Indian soldiers to be low and insignificant. The British, as per the religious restrictions, the Indian soldiers were not allowed to cross the sea, or else the person who will be treated as an outcast. So the British soldiers used to consider the Indian soldiers very low and insignificant. That means the persons who cannot do anything. As per the religious restrictions, the Indian soldiers were not allowed to cross the sea because they would be treated as outcast. Despite this custom, Indian soldiers were compelled to cross the sea in order to fight the battles for the British. That means Britishers used to use the Indian soldiers for battles and used to send them across the sea. Thus, like Indian soldiers, the soldiers too felt their religion was at stake. The soldiers, being a part of the Indian society, shared the same sentiment of grief, suspicion and anger as the others did. So here the people, the soldiers also, as per the people of the nation, they also started getting angry and they were sad with these policies of Britishers. Let's see the immediate reasons. There were various reasons for the rising anger and discontentment among the people towards the British rule. There were many such reasons which was arising anger and dissatisfaction among the people towards the British rule. In January 1857, a new rifle Enfield was introduced in the Indian Army. The cartridge of this rifle has to be bitten off before being used. So here they published a new rifle that was named as an Enfield rifle was introduced in the Indian Army, and the cartridge of that rifle has to be bitten off before using it. So the cartridge was greased with the fat of cow and pig. For Hindus, the beef, and for the Muslims, the pork was prohibited by their religion. So here the cartridge which was to be bitten off was greased with the fat of cow and pig. So for Hindus, the beef of cow, and for Muslims the pork was prohibited, that means was banned by their religion, and hence they felt that the Britishers were deliberately trying to descantify their religions. So the dissatisfaction which started, that the Britishers were trying to descantify, that means to work them against their religion. The response of their complaints in the same regards was not satisfactory. That after the thing, the people started complaining, but there was no satisfactory regards, and hence the 19th Battalion of Barakpur was the first to refuse the use of cartridge, and hence the entire battalion was disbanded. As the people started responding back, the first person to refuse to use this cartridge was the 19th Battalion of Barakpur, and hence then the entire battalion was disbanded. So dear students, here we are at the end of this video. In the very next part, we will start the further part of the chapter. So do stay tuned with the lectures. Thank you and have a nice day.